The first time the light appeared, it was standing exactly where the road should not have been. Ethan Brooks slammed the brakes of his aging sedan, heart thudding as gravel screamed beneath the tires. The GPS on his phone flickered, spun once, and went dark. Ahead of him, beyond the beam of his headlights, a pale blue glow hovered just above the cracked asphalt, steady, patient, almost curious. "This can't be real," Ethan whispered, though no one was there to hear him. He had grown up in Ohio, the kind of place where roads behaved themselves and lights meant houses, gas stations, or police cars. Not this. Not a lonely back road in northern Ontario, miles away from the nearest town, where pine trees leaned in like silent witnesses and the night pressed close enough to breathe on the windows. Ethan had taken the long route on purpose. After his mother's funeral in Toronto, the house felt too quiet, the city too loud. He wanted distance, time, something he could not explain. Driving north, away from everything familiar, felt like the closest thing to relief. The blue light pulsed once. Ethan swallowed. He could turn around. He should turn around. But exhaustion weighed on him, and beneath it, a strange pull tugged at his chest, not fear exactly, but recognition. As if some part of him had been waiting for this moment. He eased the car forward. The light drifted back, floating just ahead of the hood. It wasn't harsh or blinding. It glowed softly, like moonlight trapped in glass. As Ethan followed, the road narrowed, turning into something more like a path. Trees thickened. The air grew colder. "Okay," he muttered, trying to steady his voice. "Okay, this is how horror movies start." Yet something about the light felt gentle. It didn't rush him, didn't threaten. When he slowed, it slowed. When he stopped, it waited. After 10 minutes, maybe more, time felt slippery, the path opened into a clearing. The light settled near a small wooden cabin that looked older than the forest itself. Smoke curled faintly from a crooked chimney. The light flickered, then faded. Ethan sat in the car, hands clenched on the wheel, heart racing. Silence filled the clearing, broken only by the soft creak of trees swaying overhead. Finally, he stepped out, the cold biting through his jacket. The cabin door was ajar. "Hello," his voice sounded thin in the night. "Anyone there?" No answer. Inside, the cabin smelled of pine and old wood. A lantern glowed on a rough-hewn table, its flame steady. A kettle rested on a small stove, still warm. Someone had been here moments ago. "Great," Ethan murmured. "Now I'm breaking into a ghost's house." He turned to leave, but a sound stopped him, a soft cough, followed by a sharp intake of breath. "Help, please." The voice came from the back room. Ethan hesitated. Every instinct screamed danger. But another memory rose up uninvited. His mother, weak and pale in her hospital bed, squeezing his hand and whispering, "Don't ever ignore someone who asks for help." He moved toward the sound. In the back room lay an old man, thin as a shadow, wrapped in a frayed blanket. His skin was ashen, his breathing shallow. "Thank God," the man rasped when he saw Ethan. I thought the light wouldn't bring anyone tonight." "The light?" Ethan asked. The old man gave a faint smile. "You saw it, didn't you?" "The Chhalava." Ethan froze. The word echoed in his mind, stirring something half-remembered. His mother had once told him stories from her childhood in India, whispered tales of wandering lights that led travelers astray. Or saved them, depending on who you asked. "You need a hospital," Ethan said, pushing the thought aside. "I can take you. Right now." The old man shook his head weakly. "No time. It only brings those who can listen. Sit, please." Against his better judgment, Ethan sat on the edge of the bed. "My name is Arjun," the old man said. "I've been the keeper of this place for many years. The light doesn't belong to me, but it listens to those who listen to others." Ethan frowned. "I don't understand." Arjun's eyes softened. "Most people don't. They see the Chhalava as a trickster. A curse. But it is only a mirror. It shows us what we are willing to follow." A sudden chill crept up Ethan's spine. "Why did it bring me here?" Arjun studied him for a long moment. "Because you were lost. And because you still care." The words hit harder than Ethan expected. He looked away, jaw tightening. "I'm not special," he said. "I'm just tired." "Yes," Arjun replied gently. "That too." The old man's breathing grew more labored. Ethan reached for his phone, but the screen stayed black. "No signal," he said. "I'll drive you myself." Arjun's hand shot out, gripping Ethan's wrist with surprising strength. "Listen to me. When I'm gone, the light will wander again. It always does. But tonight, it needs help." Ethan's pulse raced. "Help with what?" "With remembering," Arjun whispered. The lantern flickered. Shadows stretched along the walls, twisting into strange shapes. Outside, the forest sighed, as if exhaling a long-held breath. I don't have time for this, Ethan said, though his voice lacked conviction. You're dying. Arjun smiled faintly. So are we all. But some deaths matter more than others. His grip loosened. His eyes closed. Hey, Ethan said urgently. Stay with me. But Arjun's chest stilled. The lantern went out. Darkness swallowed the room. Ethan staggered back, heart pounding. He fumbled for the door, desperate to escape the suffocating black. As he burst outside, the clearing was no longer empty. Dozens of lights hovered among the trees. Blue, green, gold, they floated silently, surrounding him, pulsing in slow unison. Fear surged through Ethan, raw and electric. He backed away, stumbling. What do you want from me? He shouted. The lights drifted closer. Images flooded his mind, people standing at crossroads, crying for help. A woman stranded in a storm. A child lost in the woods. A man collapsing on a city sidewalk while others walked past, eyes averted. Ethan dropped to his knees, clutching his head. Stop, he whispered. The lights paused. Through the swirl of images, one moment stood out, himself, years ago, too busy with work to answer his mother's call. The voicemail she left, the regret that followed, tears blurred his vision. I tried, he said softly. I didn't always know how, but I tried. The lights pulsed, warmer now. A path opened through them, leading back toward the road. Understanding dawned, slow and heavy. The Chhalava wasn't asking him to be fearless. Or perfect. It was asking him to choose. Ethan stood, wiping his face. He took a step toward the path. The lights followed. The road reappeared beneath his feet, solid and familiar. His car sat where he'd left it, engine cold. Dawn tinged the horizon with gray. One by one, the lights drifted away, except one. The same pale blue glow hovered near the passenger door. Ethan hesitated, then opened it. The light settled inside, dim but steady. He drove south as the sun rose, the forest thinning, towns re-emerging. Whenever he felt doubt creep in, the light brightened, just enough to remind him it was there. Days later, in a small Michigan town, Ethan noticed a woman on the side of the road, hazard lights flashing, panic written across her face. He pulled over without thinking. You okay? He asked. She exhaled in relief. My car just died. I've been out here for an hour. No problem, Ethan said, surprising himself with how easy the words felt. Let's see what we can do. As they worked, he caught a reflection in the window, a faint blue glow, watching quietly. That night, as Ethan lay in a motel bed, exhaustion finally giving way to calm, the light hovered near the ceiling. It pulsed once, softly, like a heartbeat. Outside, the world turned, full of dark roads and quiet choices. And somewhere between them, the Chhalava continued to wander.